Last month, we paid two companies almost 50% of our entire revenue stream just to run ads on their platform. This is for Sour Boys, and those platforms are Meta and TikTok. Then last week, one of those companies took that money that we paid them and then used AI to invent a woman using the likeness of Chris, my wife. This woman's name is Katie. This woman is not my wife. My parents actually sent me this TikTok, officially posted by our account on TikTok, paid to run as an ad. Either way, the ad is with Chris as the face on camera holding our product. It's a real ad that we actually made, that we really paid for, but all the parts that we made are just kind of slotted through, and there's a woman in it named Katie, apparently AI woman. She's talking about our product, saying she's with Sour Boys, and this is our official account that posted this. But guess what? It was posted without our permission. This has been a pretty serious investigation over the last few weeks, trying to figure out exactly what happened here, to where the platforms we're paying money are potentially damaging our reputation as a brand by doing shit creatively that we don't want to do. For transparency's sake, we have a few agencies that have account access, but they are either A, inactive and have no perms, or they primarily just handle fulfillment and storefront stuff. They're not touching ad campaigns. The time has finally come for us to edit this video. About a week and a half has gone by. We're still researching and looking into it, and we can't find the Katie video anymore. All we have is the emails of people telling us that it happened. My mom said she saved it and could send it to me, but when I actually, asked her to send it, she couldn't. Same with my dad. They're like, oh, let me turn it on. Dad, your phone's been off for 3 days. It died. TikTok doesn't save that exact thing because we can never find it in our dashboard or the ads manager or anything like that. So it's gone, and there's zero AI generated content at all that has ever been created on our TikTok account. I don't know where it came from, and I have no idea how it got there. If you saw the Katie video, comment down below. I tried to save it, but I couldn't find it when I actually went into the ad manager, and my mom said that she saved it to send to us, but all we have is this screenshot of it. It's one of our normal ads, but it just has an AI voice over it, and the voice is talking while Christina is talking, so it's extremely creepy and weird. Either way, we have no idea who posted it, and we have no idea who created it on the ad manager. It had to have been an accident or just something automatic. And that's just a normal thing. Google Ads, by default now, they just run AI bullshit of your content that you're putting up. TikTok, Meta, they all do it. You have to turn it off by default because it's on. It's very frustrating, guys. It's very frustrating. And that's sort of the reason why I'm making this video, because it has triggered me in a rare way, I would say. I get fired up pretty easily about stuff. You've seen my videos before, but the candy company is something that I care so much about that it is like a little baby, and it's something that I will not allow to be damaged by some bullshit platform and their default policies that they are unclear of. Anyway, we audited both platforms, and nobody that we knew of is responsible. Nobody took credit for it. It just seems like it's default, and the evidence shows that this is becoming a more and more common thing. Your content is just being reappropriated by default by AI when you use these platforms. You can't not use these platforms though. This is how businesses grow in 2026 and for the last 15 years. You have to do paid ads or you cannot be competitive. And on top of this, the emails that we received were of people who were greatly disappointed in us. And from our perspective as content creators, it makes no sense to do this in any way. I'm not Kwebbelkop, okay?
Bumbling through brush, my botanical escapade continues. Snagged on leaves, but hey, more crafting supplies, jackpot.
I don't think that entertainment-wise, visually, AI is maybe good for math and science and medicine, absolutely, for sure. That's objective, I think, at this point, but it's also scary. But for creativity, it's dog shit, and it's always second best, third best, fourth best. Dog's shit is more creative. I'm glad that you guys were upset in seeing AI generated shit from our, official TikTok account. That makes total sense, but we would never do that. It's I almost had a panic attack when I saw it, genuinely. We make our content ourselves across the board. I don't want this to sound like bitching and moaning. I'm not the bitching and moaning type, really. Or I try not to be, at least. I've held my tongue many times and stayed away from the YouTuber stereotype and trope of talking about burnout and how hard this job is. It's not hard. Anybody who says it's hard has never had a real job. Just gonna put that out there. I was a farrier before this. That's way harder in every way than everything that I do. So to be clear, I am incredibly grateful and privileged as to be able to do the things that I and we get to do. And you guys actually get to watch it. Like, you can see the whites of my eyes just coming into frame because of how awesome and grateful I am. Genuinely, I mean that. The company has come so far. It started off with a absolute tragedy of a scam. There's a multi-video series covering that. And now I run this business together with some of my best friends and Chris, my wife. And Sour Boys is amazing. So boo-hoo, you might say. We had some AI ads run and it made my mom mad, and we got a few emails of people upset. We get emails of people upset every single day. We care about people's experience with the company. This, as you could probably tell so far in this video, is beyond just a meager complaint. This isn't me saying, YouTube's unfair, guys. I got my video demonetized. This is a bullshit, not conspiracy, full-on conspiracy that I've been living for the last 2 years. I guess 3 years, actually, since we first launched the candy in a big way in 2023. There is something that is happening in e-commerce and our economy underneath the surface that is a travesty, and actually getting into it, it makes it hard to partake, to be completely real. So for a bit more context, we run 3 primary businesses, or at least on my half of things. Sour Boys, which is a candy company that started in 2023. We do sour gummies. We try to make better for you stuff, but it's still candy at this point, so you should enjoy it with your friends. It's a sour experience. It's fun. We do 4 new flavors a month. It's incredible. We're gonna add a bunch more products in the future, hopefully some healthier stuff and some even more fun, less healthy stuff. But at the end of the day, the goal is to bring back fun and some whimsy and the human creative expression, the Willy Wonka effect, to CPG and products and candy. That's literally the goal and has been from the very beginning. Then I have a very small game studio called Limp and Bug Studios that we have a lot to announce very soon, including a Sour Boys game, which I'll have some footage of it right here. That's right, guys. That's some shader magic grass. This guy Daniel's video series on how to do Zelda Breath of the Wild type stuff in Unity is incredible. Anyways, I have a small game studio, cool stuff coming very soon. Black Pine still coming. I have a game Steam page. You know, I'm so lucky, dude. And I also have this YouTube channel, which I don't say lightly is doing better now than it has ever done. I'm not getting as many views per month, but I'm posting once a week, baby. And each video still does well. People still care somehow. I've been a full-time content creator for 10 years, and now I'm making content that I am genuinely happy with, that I really love. I love making content and being creative again. That's 3 businesses that are all in the creative space, that are all built and run by real people. We have no outside investors. It's just us. I have a few partners here and there, but at the end of the day, what goes on the table is because of us, and it's our responsibility, and we take full accountability for what is delivered to people always, no matter what. There's a lot of people involved and people make mistakes, but it's my responsibility. It's Chris's responsibility, because we are the faces, and this is our thing, and we're doing this because we love it and want to do it. Our team is nearly 45 strong at this point across the board, which is crazy. The businesses we run, the creative facing aspects, are more expensive than ever to run the way that we run them, because all of our competition is just using AI in every single way that they possibly can to save time and money, including art, including AI influencers or whatever, but we're not gonna do that. We could do that, and we probably could still be successful in some form, to be honest, but we're not gonna do that. And that is a personal conviction that I have, and every leader on our team also has. Bro, I'm already about to move to a small cabin in the middle of Wyoming, all right, and start mailing shit to people. That's a joke. I shouldn't have said that. That's a joke. I'm not mailing anything to people unless it's candy, and because they bought it. You've seen those insane it ain't inflows where people just have like, I have a 900,000 video a day innate inflow where I min-max my AI slop content, dude. And I sit here and I pick my nose and I run Claude code and I'm on ultra code mode, and I've got 700 agents right now actually picking berries at a farm in southern India. And they're going to inject the berries directly into the AI agents and the AI overdubbing technology that I've actually invented a dashboard. A dashboard I completely vibe coded. I don't know what the I'm talking about. Dark times, really, is what I'm talking about. It is so difficult to find people who just haven't completely given up on being a human being. That's pretty much as simple as it is. When I first started writing this video, I thought it was going to just be kind of about AI, but it really isn't. And I started thinking about something that I've been wanting to do for a very long time, and that's sort of what this has become over the last couple days. We've been making sure that it's even possible to execute because it's gonna be difficult and it's gonna be insane if we can do it. I guess the video is a little bit about AI though, because that fake woman pretending to be Chris was selling our candy without our permission, and that sort of pissed me off a little bit, okay? It's part of the story, absolutely. I've touched on little aspects of this already throughout the video, but I'm gonna try to condense this down into one thought. Almost everything gets cheaper the bigger you are in terms of business. Not a little bit cheaper, but the full nutsack of the economy of scale just goosh right on your forehead, right here with the little hairs, the little nut hairs in your eyes. Every ingredient you buy, every single box you buy, every mile that the box travels with the freight mafia. Look that up. Every single new person that finds out you exist, all of those numbers are priced on volume. Oh yes, of course, Oompaville, that's economics 101. Yes. There you go. Luckily, with Sour Boys, we've been able to take advantage of this a little bit, but it is a fickle bitch and the odds are obviously not in favor of the little guy. And we're a small mom and pop candy company that's starting to scale up. We are by no means a major company. We're not in any retailers. We're not even on the TikTok shop. We're on sour.gg, Shopify, ecom. We're doing it the slow, simple way. We are a little guy still. The issue though, is as soon as you start, you're kind of opting into a bunch of bullshit that you've got to do if you want to succeed. And for me, I want to succeed. I have a burning drive and passion that never is extinguished no matter how bad things get or whatever perseverance is kind of my thing. I really like doing it. And the reason I can do it is because I have an awesome family. Now I have an incredible wife, Chris. My audience is the most supportive. I would have to be very misled, misguided, and stupid to not be able to, at the very least, just not give up. There's so much shit too that's happened over like the last 3 years that I just haven't talked about. That's just insane on the business side. Maybe one of these days. But there's a lot of things when you get in this game that are not your choice. And through naivete, I did not understand any of that going in. I didn't go to business school. I have an associate's degree in network security that I used for 6 months at a Geosat uplink in Mount Jackson, Virginia, working for a company that I think no longer exists called EchoStar. That's the only professional experience I have. Outside of that, YouTuber. I also made Minecraft mods and can, you know, kind of a script kiddie a little bit, but like for straight up, thank God GitHub exists. Let's be real. We can opt out of using AI for our creative platform. We can opt out of using AI for our packaging. We can opt in having incredibly talented artists doing all of this stuff and going through our creative process with incredibly talented people. That's all optable. That's what makes our brand. And that's why we've even gotten this far. But you can't opt out of using Meta. You can't opt out of using TikTok. You can't opt out of any of these things. The auction is where the people are. And once you're in, you can no longer come back out. Your business model is dependent on paid advertising. All of these platforms communicate and it's just so disgusting. It's just a slop fest of just data and numbers and attribution and cookies and tracking and oh my God, dude, there's 700 jobs that I have had to try to learn and have people now doing. And it's just like, I didn't even know there was an option to automatically, without your consent, create AI content of content you've already made as a professional content creator and run as ads, spending $1,000 a day on TikTok. I didn't know that was an option. The point is, you can't opt out of these things. You can grow to an extent with just influencer content, affiliate marketing, whatever, but you have to use these platforms. I'm convinced there's a right way to do it. I'm convinced that eventually we'll find the right way to do it. But these people are not invested in our company. We're paying them more than our ingredient cost, more than anything, almost 50% of our revenue last month. What the f? And to be fair, it is because we were scaling and we were making an investment for new customers. It's not like an abnormal thing. It sounds scary. Our return was pretty solid, and we actually had our first month ever where we didn't lose money. How about that shit? Yes, dude, yes. It's because we scaled up and we were able to take advantage of that little economy of scale that I was talking about. Anyways, these platforms that we're required to use, where you get people to buy your stuff, they're not making our advertisements. They're not making our product. They're not making anything at all. They just have all of your and our data, and we've got to pay them to use that data. It is the same argument that YouTubers have been making for years and years and years and years. All of that just all of that distrust of social media platforms over the last couple of years with like YouTube demonetizing your videos. It's that, but times 10, because you've got to pay them. You got to pay them. YouTube is built off the content creators that are on the platform, okay? Meta is built off the users of TikTok. I mean, not TikTok, Facebook, which there's people on Facebook and they love buying candy. It's also built off the people of Instagram. I love Instagram. I like scrolling reels and seeing some slop and shit, but they're not making anything. They're just providing us a service to use so they can gather our data and then they can auction off that data to people like me. So you'll see my ads. That's literally how it works. It's up. Oh, Oompaville discovers advertising. Yes, dude. I just discovered this. Call me dumb. I'm misled, all right? I was raised optimistically, okay? I didn't think the world was so bleak, okay? I'm just learning it now. Either way, to fight back against this, I have two ideas. And one of them we've been wanting to do for a very long time, and I've got a bit of a pitch. One of them you've got to help me with, actually. You, literally you, person of ill repute. Not really, I don't even know what that means. I hope that doesn't mean you're a prostitute or something like that. I think that is what it means, so I apologize. Freak? How about that? How about degenerate? No. You're all generates. Yes, I did change my outfit. No, I'm not gonna apologize. Today I'm announcing the Squires program and the Squires subscription box. First, the subscription box. It is a brand new way to get candy every single month. You get 5 bags of Sour Boys every single month for the price of 5 bags, and you don't have to pay for shipping. You get free shipping. We're gonna lose money on this, but the investment is worth it because of the second thing, the Squires program. So you get that month's 4 bags of candy plus a 5th mystery bag that will be guaranteed in the subscription box, and only a few hundred will be available on the website, so they'll sell out immediately. And these are gonna be insane flavors. Our first one is horror themed, so I don't want to spoil it, but you're gonna have to sign up to the subscription box to see what it is. Or if you get really lucky and can get it really quickly at sour.gg. So if you want to sign up for the subscription box, go to squires.gg or sour.gg. There's a subscription thing in the nav menu. You can click there. The way that this is not going to be something that destroys our company entirely, because we're absorbing the cost of shipping into our already incredibly thin margins, is based on what we've been talking about in this video up until this point. We spend so much money on advertising and marketing, and it's the only way that we've been able to kind of do our thing. But we want to throw the ball in your guys' court with the Squires program. That is essentially an affiliate/ambassador program where you will be able to make content, and if your content sells candy, you will get paid instead of us paying Meta or TikTok or whatever. So if you're a short filmmaker, you do animations, you make cool art, you do stop motion and stuff, if you want to waste your talent on us, maybe for $1 or $2 or more, if it does really well, then this is your place. We'll also give you free candy. So what's there to lose? You get a box of free awesome candy, and you make some content, and you join join the Squires program. Once again, for that, go to squires.gg. When you first go there will be 2 buttons, one to get the subscription box and one to make content. The content one will take you to an application. You sign up for the application, you give us your information, and we will review the applicants. And if you've got what it takes, then we'll accept your application. You get a free box of candy to make content with, and then you join the Squires program. And that is a little more complicated, but also really awesome, because if you make content that sells candy, we're gonna have a tournament every single month on the website, the Squires Tourney. The Squires that can sell the most candy will be at the top of a leaderboard, and myself and my wife, call me Chris, will review the top 10 Squires for the month in a video on our Sour Boys YouTube channel and choose the winner of the competition. We hope that you guys are as creative and crazy and just think out of the box as much as possible. Obviously, it has to align with the brand. You know, you can't use any generative AI and you can't say anything insane. I don't know, it's gonna be a case by case, all right? But you can kind of do whatever you want, I think, right? We will choose the winner, and that winner will be able to work with us to create the next month's Squires bag in the subscription box. So that 5th bag of candy, that there will be a limited amount publicly that will be available for everyone who subscribes to the Squires box. You get to help us make that bag every single month. You guys do. The winner from every month of the Squires program gets to help us design the Squires bag that will be very exclusive in the Squires boxes, and just a few hundred bags available at sour.gg. This is pretty convoluted and complicated, so I'm not expecting it to do extremely well because it's a lot to digest, but I'm gonna keep talking about it in videos so you guys can understand. Basically, if you want free candy and you want to make content and possibly sell some candy, if you think that content can, sign up. There's literally nothing at all to lose. And we want content creators who make stuff that might not do well in algorithms or whatever. And if it does well enough over time, we'll give you an ambassadorship and pay you on a monthly basis, regardless of how much candy you sell. The goal of this is to remove our dependence on these platforms that unfortunately we have become very dependent on. And you know, obviously we're extremely dependent on our channels as well, which is, you know, our audience and customer base anyway. So, but yeah, if you want some free candy and you think you can sell some candy, if you do a good enough job and eventually you want to make your own bag of candy with us, you can. Then the tourney gets even more extreme. After 12 months of this, we'll have 12 winners, hopefully, and those winners can go head to head, and the winner of that tourney gets a bag that will be publicly available on the site, and you will get a royalty from that bag, which will be big money, okay? That will be hopefully gigantic, and you can use that money to buy a house or your mom's house, or I don't know, you can give that money to me as a loan, potentially. I would really appreciate that. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much. Saying this out loud, I can't believe I haven't, brought this up sooner. We did the Squires program a little bit last year, but it was just, you get a box of next month's candy early in return for like a review, basically, which was a lot simpler, and it was fun, and it was really cool, but we need to work more with the community because the community is unbelievably talented. So yeah, I apologize it's taken this long, but we are a very small company and there is a lot of competition, and we are also doing a lot of other stuff as well, but we're working super hard. So I really appreciate you guys. A little bit of desk sand.